Hi guys, Kim here. Reality is bizarre. So I can remember early in 2020 thinking that a great many people did not behave logically or see logic at all. That the vast majority of people, regardless of what they were being told to do, were not questioning the ridiculous aspect of that, regardless of how very stupid it was. Classic example was people would be wearing a face mask to help prevent something occurring that the instructions on the box clearly stated that the face mask would not prevent it occurring. But people's fear of illusionary authority was greater than their ability to have the common sense to actually carry a cutout of that box around to show it to people when forced to do so or whatever. Anyway, I think it just showed that people didn't have common sense or didn't practice common sense. I actually feel that people have now stepped over a Rubicon in relation to them not having any common sense at all. And it's almost as if people proclaim whatever ridiculous thing that they want to proclaim and they can get away with it. So this concept, however, works in two ways. So for those without common sense, proclaiming whatever they want despite there being no logic to their thought processes, it sort of reminds me of a few years ago where I was helping with a local charity to distribute and help those in need. And as part of this process, I was helping a woman addicted to ice, drugs. And I had the most bizarre conversation with her, where each statement she made that came out of her mouth was completely unrelated to the last bit. So she made absolutely no sense at all when speaking. And I suppose she thought she was making sense, but our language was a jumbled mess. So I'm kind of seeing this on a lesser scale, but with people at large who are not on drugs. There's a form of it going on with the my body, my right scenario playing out right now, in that on one hand, for their own reasons, they're denying or they're proclaiming my body, my right, but then denying it when it comes to compulsory you know what. It's the left hand doing something completely different than the right hand is saying. But there's no ability to connect the two or to see that. So I said there's two sides to this, and then you've got the opposite side, which is when you have people that do have common sense, using to build and create things, out there things, with the combination of the use of the internet to find out anything that you could possibly imagine how to do it. And then we're living in a world, it seems, where anything's possible. It's just all about having the balls to try. Then voila, it happily comes into being, whilst you stand there going, wow, never knew I could do that. Didn't know I had it in me. So two sides of the same coin created an entirely different effect in the world depending on which side of the canyon that you stood on back in 2021, when Jupiter and Saturn got together and divided the world into those with common sense and those without it. So the subsequent reality that's forming from this is almost as if each stone is being laid as we take another step. So a friend and I were talking yesterday. He's just launched a boat that he built. He sent me a video yesterday of it being launched. And I was complimenting on it, saying, wow, who would have thought that you would have been a boat builder in this life? And this was his response. That's the thing, Kim. I don't know shit. Nor does my team. One step at a time is what we did learn. And we learned with each step. And we had nothing to lose. You can't kill me, I'm already dead scenario. It's almost as if the common language out there coming from the powers that be is there's no point in trying. We own everything and we will control you. And the alternative voice coming from this is, okay, well, let's go up on anyway whilst we can before you shut that door on us too. So the very weird thing is that this all helps us to perceive the reality that we're living in. How? because I'm really beginning to think that we as individuals are all on our own versions of our own pop-up worlds, each having a divisive experience according to whatever our own unique belief systems are comprised of. And that is what they've been telling us all along. The Wizard of Oz. It's all we need to know. Scarecrow, common sense. Tin Man, love. Lion, courage. Face the wicked witch, which is a fear and a desire to go home, whilst following the road and having fun with your friends. You don't have to worry about husbands, wives, or children and stuff, as everyone following their own brick roads. They all have a unique experience. They're all having a unique way of experiencing this reality, and every time we step in to fix or interfere in another world or path, then we are interfering in them learning what they came here to learn and delaying it from them to learn what they need to learn and creating chaos for ourselves. So the way I'm figuring it is the next month or so I'm going to try and imagine that I am the centre of my world and try to not interfere and try not to worry about the future, but just to have my own individual kind of fun whilst on the path of exploring our world and discovering wonderful new ways of creating the world that I'm living in. Anyway, thanks for listening.